Warning. The content in this podcast contains some explicit language which may be offensive to some listeners and may be inappropriate for children. Therefore, the content in this podcast is intended for a mature audience only.
So, when'd you fall in love with hip-hop? Right here, what we're gonna do is go back.
This is Mocha T. This is Capri.
This is Mika.
And this is Dante. So, this is the first recording for all three of us in 2 weeks. Hey, shit happens.
What do you mean
obviously.
in 2 weeks?
Because we haven't recorded with each other since the 1 year anniversary.
Oh, because you were out of pocket.
And you've been out of pocket too, just so it's okay.
Obviously.
Hold on, so look.
I'm the only one that seems like I've just been here.
You know what?
It's dark.
I was celebrating, and I was told that it's okay. I had to write because we deserved it. We worked hard for this.
Yeah, we did. You have to write.
So shit.
You kicked it for all three of us.
I did. I kicked it hard. So
yeah. So it's okay.
It's okay. It works.
I'm glad. We definitely deserved it.
We did. Shit, we work hard.
For real.
So, shit, we got a lot going on. So, OU Texas last weekend. And,
I had a blast, by the way.
Fun. Oh, we had a lot of fun.
The first time me and Dante being in, it was the burn.
Yeah, the first time. So, that was really nice.
Yeah, it was.
I had fun.
Really nice.
It was my second time going, but Park Ave is always, does not, what is it called? Does never disappoints. I think if anybody has not experienced OU Texas yet, you definitely have to go experience OU Texas, and you definitely have to go to Park Ave if you go down there.
For real.
So, it's worth it. That's like, it's a huge crowd. They got the buffet going. People all over the place. They do the music in between plays and all that other stuff, and it's just a fun time. So,
we're gonna make it annual.
Yeah, we're going every year.
We will be back.
We will be.
You know what surprised me the most? I don't know why I didn't think that I would see that many Oklahoma people, but there was so many Oklahoma people. It was like when we walked up the Park Ave, like everybody. I'm like, dang, like everybody from the city is here. That's how I felt.
No, that's how it was.
But I keep telling y'all, like, I think it's because the event is put together by the Black Oklahoma alumni. So with OU in mind, and I think that's why it's so many OU people there. Yeah. Because it's probably another event that's going on at the same time for Texas people. We just don't know.
Apparently they have multiple watch parties.
Yeah, they do.
Because I think they said Union Bar or something like that.
I never heard of that.
Or something, I don't know.
But they obviously they have, but if for it to be at Park Avenue and all Oklahoma, yeah.
They making a killing, by the way. $35 a ticket.
$30.
And then $40 at the door. We bought ours for $30 in advance, $40 at the door.
Okay. I'm thinking of the fee, the service fee.
Oh, they didn't get that service fee. But that $30, yeah. I mean, but that buffet kind of goes for a while, and it's all you can eat.
But it was a good buffet, though.
Yeah.
It wasn't like no BS. Like, they had some good stuff on the buffet.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
So, I didn't make it to get nothing on the buffet, because by the time y'all made it through the line.
Yeah, by the time I got there, it wasn't nothing.
Yeah.
So
it was one of them, you either had to want to sit in line and wait it out, or...
Yeah, that line was, like, stupid long, though.
The whole time.
Yeah, the whole time.
Yeah, and so that's why by the time we got up there, it was, like, almost
gone.
over.
Yeah.
I mean, we were eating off people's plates.
Yeah, thank God it was
else.
plates on the table already.
Right. Yeah. Because some folks went through, got some food, brought it, set it up.
They was ready sharing food.
Well, you know that girl shared because she was just trying to get a seat. Yeah.
But one of my,
let me go on the feed.
Yeah, but one of my classmates had his plate there, and he was walking around. I said, "Well, if you leave this here, I'm gonna eat your food." He was like, "That's okay." It was like,
I took a piece of chicken for a couple people.
I think we all had some wings from somebody's plate.
Yeah. That was his plate, so he was fine.
It was a couple people's plates. I was like, "Hey, your mommy having
walk past. Can I get that pizza? Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So yeah. So OU Texas was nice. It was fun. And then we stopped at Razoo's before we came back.
Yes, we did.
Have fun, come back. Park Ave again in the evening. I think we need to probably do better with the nightlife thing because we struggled just a little bit on that space. trying to figure out where to go.
But we were just trying to go where
we kind of went
where
to
people
support.
Yeah, to
the
support.
First part of it, I guess.
But you know what? To be honest, though, I'm actually okay with like hanging out during the day and doing absolutely nothing at night. I kind of like that now. Like, I think that's why I like Trappy Hour, because I can be home early, like by 7 or 8.
But when we out of town, we gotta kick it.
I know, but you know,
you was the main one talking about, we going out tonight.
Yeah, I was.
Hold on, we took a whole nap.
No,
rolled over and said, "Are y'all ready to go?" Doctor said, "Yep, we going today."
Yeah, because we went all the way to Miami and slept.
Baby, we probably needed it.
We did feel good, but I'm just saying, like, it wasn't
that
gonna be...
next day, we kicked it all day long.
We did, but what I'm saying is it wasn't going to be a repeat. We didn't go all the way to... We were only in Dallas one day. So we're not about to go all the way to Dallas for one day and, like, sleep through
we wasn't
everything.
Yeah,
so that's why I'm like, nah, we getting up today.
Yeah, we didn't. We did good. No shit, we did that nap, and I was ready. That nap gave me life.
Baby, that nap was life.
Shit, you like, yep, we getting up, come on. Shit, I was ready then. Right. All I needed was a nap.
That gave me life, too.
I know, because we ate good.
And everybody was like people that I told, I said, yeah, we're going to go. I said, we'll probably take a nap, after Park Ave. And they were like, you ain't going to be able to take no nap, blah, 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 shit. We got that nap in.
Baby. That's because they went to other after parties.
Because it was another after party, after level. Like, it's a place called, y'all remember that place called Level we went to last time we
I
was
had a
down
good
there?
time there,
Yeah, Level had a thing, so they was all in there. But hey, I was okay with going to sleep because I wouldn't have made it back to nothing that night.
Yeah, no, we wouldn't have made it to nothing. We would have slept right on through.
Exactly, because we got up at 5 that morning too.
Right.
Yeah,
that wasn't gonna happen.
I think that's what our issue is. Everything we've been traveling lately, we've been getting up at 5, 4, 3 in the morning and having to get there.
I know, me and Mika
5, yeah. I'll be texting. Because we texted 6. Shit,
yeah.
That's which is crazy.
Nah, you was texting at 5 the other day.
Shut up.
You
was.
Bless their heart, because I don't text them till about 8:39.
But I don't mind responding because you normally have your phone on silent and do not disturb. So
I do, honey.
You feel obligated to respond?
I get up, it be like 50 messages. I'm like, what the hell was they talking about last night?
Because y'all know once I clock in at 7, I can't respond no more for a while.
And I'll be busy at work. So it's like that's like kind of my time to go ahead and get my little texting out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Or whatever. I mean, of course, I can have my phone at work, but it's just I'll be busy.
Yeah, so. A little
bit
different for me, So I have to, whatever's on my mind I better go ahead and text y'all in.
Right.
And let us know.
Let us know.
So coming up, we got a lot of stuff coming up lately.
Monday.
I mean, I feel like we just been booked, and we kind of got booked in the week.
Yeah.
In that space.
I'm excited about Monday.
I am too.
This one says she ain't nervous.
No, surprisingly, no.
You're not? I am. I'm a little nervous.
I don't know what it is, and normally I don't like being in front of people around crowds. But like I told y'all before, like I feel like the podcast is kind of getting me out of my shell because remember I told you I go to meetings all the time for an example, and I normally like pass the information to somebody and they speak, but I've been speaking.
Really?
No,
yes.
Sure.
Yeah, in my meetings, like, I go ahead and speak up if I need to speak up. It depends on the meeting. Yeah. So, like, if it's just my coworkers, like, because I'm a part of a team, and if it's just them, I don't mind speaking up. But, like, if it's, people from out of town, or I'm on programs from other countries, if they're there, like, I normally don't say nothing, but I do. Like, I'm starting to actually be more outspoken. So, I was telling her yesterday that I'm not nervous about Monday, about speaking in front of everybody, which is so weird.
I'm a little nervous.
I don't have an ounce of anxiety. Maybe once I get there, I don't know. Yeah. But I don't, which is weird for me.
We'll see how it go. Because when I went on that stage the other day, y'all should have seen how fast I announced it.
I'm surprised you did that.
Yeah.
Look at her.
Yeah.
Took some initiative and was like, I'm going to dope
girl, I had to put my name on the list and everything to get there.
But I want to be a part of, I keep looking into Toastmasters. And Toastmasters is basically like public speaking or whatever. And so I always talk about, I don't talk about it to y'all, but just to myself. It's kind of like a personal goal, but it's more of like, okay, maybe this is, helping me out. Exactly. This is my Toastmasters, yeah.
Yeah. So that's what's up, though.
That's good.
I think once I get up there with y'all, I'll be all right. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I just need to.
I don't think I'm gonna have an anxiety attack on the stage, no shit like that. But I'm just a little nervous. I'm excited as hell about it, but
I don't know how I feel. I don't really have like an extra excitement. I don't know. I think it's just because it's so different. So for me, I just have to feel it out first.
Yeah.
So once we get there and feel it out, then I'll be like, okay, my however feeling I'm gonna get is probably gonna happen at that time. So I probably won't be nervous though, because
But I guess we should tell. They don't even know what we're doing. So
yeah, we got the live event on Monday at Ice Event Center. So anybody that listens to us, regular fans and things, y'all come out and support. We'll be there at 7 p.m. We're going to do a meet and greet from about 7 to 7:30, Mika?
Yeah, about 7 to 7:30. We'll do a meet and greet, and then we'll get up there probably and start discussing about 7:30. We won't keep y'all too long.
Yeah,
so
we got some pretty interesting topics.
Yeah, what we did is we put it out on Facebook, asked people if they had topics, and everybody is coming with some pretty good topics.
They are.
We'll pick a couple of those topics and kind of discuss that, and kind of just engage with the crowd. We're probably gonna do a Q&A.
And everybody always say I wish I was live so I can ask a question. Here's y'all's time.
Yeah,
ask a question.
Here's your time. Show up and put your little 2 cents in.
And then I think we should also have like a suggestion box like we do. Just like the what's the name, so people can do like anonymous questions just in case you don't feel comfortable, asking that question out loud. So we'll do something like that too.
Yeah, we'll do that.
We'll give people the opportunity that just want to ask on the spot. They can ask something on the spot, and then those that want to ask in incognito,
we can do it.
You can do that too. So come have a drink, eat. Ice Event Center got the good food anyway. It's free.
They actually do pasta Mondays.
They have pasta on Mondays?
So instead of, I'm pretty sure they still cook fish, but Mondays is like pasta Monday, and it's either chicken, shrimp, or you could do both. Oh, so I went up there last week. I was actually up there about maybe an hour and a half. I went up there by myself because I just wanted to feel it out on Mondays to see how it would be. And I got some pasta, and I met this lady, and we sat and talked like the whole time. And her name was Mika.
Was it?
And she was like, "You seem cool." She said, "What's your number?" So I gave her my number. So she was a nice lady. She was in pharmaceutical sales. So
okay.
She was
nice.
And we just sat there and had a drink. We ate some pasta, talked, and
went from there.
So that's what's up.
Yeah. So yesterday I went to support my cousin JB at his event. He had an event at this thing called Creative Mornings. So it's like kind of like a forum for creatives that they have once a month here in Oklahoma, but it's all over the nation. So they kind of let just different creatives come and talk about. They do what's called a flow. So they kind of talk about what inspires them in their art. So it was really nice. I met several different people. It was actually really easy to meet people in that room just because everybody was just talking to you. Okay. Like when I walked in the door, somebody greeted me when I walked in the door. There was a black girl at the door. She was just super friendly. When they found out I was there with JB or whatever, and they were just like, "Oh, that's so nice." And it was just really nice. And then I sat down next to a couple people. So I sat down next to a lady named who has a business called Chef Curry's. I don't know if y'all have heard of that before. Mm-hmm. It used to be a restaurant, but no, they're no longer a restaurant. So now they're doing they do meal preps. Okay. But everything is really organic. So she said that nothing is made like out of a bag, like any kind of vegetables, none of that. Everything is organic. Organic.
So she sent me some pictures. Oh, okay. Did you send me the link?
I sent you the link.
Oh, she sent me the link.
So what I'm going to do for the podcast is I'm going to order us a meal for next week. Well, it won't be for next week though, because we can't get it till Monday. But okay. I'll order it by Friday, and then we'll try it when we get it for our next. Then by the time we get it, I'll freeze it, and then we'll bring it and warm it up and try it and kind of see what that's like, so we can kind of give a review for that one, and then just kind of hung out with JB. That was dope. It was a pretty dope experience.
Make sure you unthaw it before you get her, girl. My microwave is. I need a new microwave.
I'll unthaw it early before I come, so we can have it.
I'll be able to eat it on my microwave.
Make sure you unthaw it.
Make sure you unthaw it before you bring it. Don't bring no.
Exactly.
Okay, I got you.
I'm just saying, girl. We'll be waiting our whole recording,
trying to get it to unthaw. Yeah. Is that bad?
Girl, it's bad. I need a new microwave.
They only about $50.
I know. You know what? I don't like microwaving stuff because of the whole radiation thing. Yeah. So I'm actually okay with it being the way it is, because it actually forces me not to use it as often. So it's
Girl, I ain't thought 2 seconds about no radiation, nothing. I microwave every damn thing.
I don't like.
See, I don't really microwave a whole lot, but that's just because I just don't like the way microwave food tastes. But if it's a leftover, I'll show.
I mean, if it's we microwave leftovers all the time.
Well, sometimes I eat.
Well, it depends on what it is.
You eat stuff cold.
Tay eat stuff cold.
I eat it cold, and then I don't know. Sometimes I choose to do that versus microwaving it.
Yeah.
They don't bother me.
Obviously not, because you've been doing
it. You've been doing
I've been doing it all my life.
Clearly. Alrighty, well, have that.
All my life.
So I have a question for you guys, like we always have.
Really? She want to start rapping in the middle?
Right, on my life.
Yeah.
Running on my life.
Sacrifice.
Pay the price.
Right.
Been eating cold food since the good old days. All right. Go ahead then, baby. Do you guys believe in soul ties? Do you know what a soul tie is?
Explain it for those that don't know.
Okay, so soul ties are like when you have sex with people and you pretty much like everybody that you have sex with, then you have a tie to them or a soul tie to that person. So do you guys believe in soul ties?
No. Not at all.
I think I do, depending on the circumstance.
Now, I think those are feelings. Not really soul ties. That's just me. Because I think you can have sex with a person and not feel anything for them. Not feel tied to them, but I think a person that you really have feelings for, I think then there's like some type of emotional tie there.
Right. So they were saying basically with some soul ties that some people are in spaces with people way too long, simply because they've been having sex with them and they're used to them, and it's not really like a good space for these people or a good place for these people to be in. So, but the reason why they're there is because they have soul ties to them. I'm gonna tell you where I say that the conflict for me is this. So as a prostitute, every time she's making her money, is somebody leaving their soul with her every single time? I don't think that that's possible. I think that it's possible to check out and just have sex. Exactly. And I think a lot of them are either high, drunk, or whatever. So I don't think that mentally they're there anyway.
No.
But I do think that like if you've been having sex with the person for a while, or you've been sleeping with a person for a while, and this is a regular thing you do, I do think that you could possibly have a soul tie with that person.
Or I don't know if it's a soul tie though.
I think it depends. Well, it may depend on the situation too.
It definitely depends on the situation. I don't think just because, even if you've been having sex with them what if y'all just fucking? What if y'all just fucking partners? It don't necessarily mean you gotta have a soul tie to them because you just been having sex with them. You might not care about that person. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got no point where you just like feel like you even like is on a.
This nigga bring a whole gallon of water in here. Yo, Dante been cutting up today. I don't even care.
What did you got to do with this? Dante just carried a gallon of water in her.
Gallon of water. What are you gonna do with this?
I'm gonna drink it. What do you mean?
Why you didn't pour it in a cup or something? You just gonna drink it at the gallon?
I didn't feel like getting a cup.
Oh Lord,
okay.
help her.
I keep it in my room sometimes. I just drink it. See, look at my lipstick stain.
So your kids don't drink out of that one?
No, it's mine.
Oh, okay.
We have a thing in the refrigerator, cold water.
Gotcha.
But I just buy gallons.
Okay.
Keep them on my desk. Actually it makes some of my coworkers mad because they be like, that is so unladylike. Like, why are you drinking out of the gallon?
It is definitely kind of unladylike.
I'm at home though.
You are at
home.
But
you at your desk.
I know, I'm in a corner all by myself.
You don't got no cup you pour it into?
No, I have a big water jug. I usually put ice and stuff in it, but no. If I got the gallon, I don't like pour it in there just to drink out of it. I just drink out of this.
It definitely is unladylike.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
I mean, we go ahead.
Yeah.
She's sitting here drinking this water. Like, she done got up in the middle of recording to go bring a whole gallon of water back.
Yes. That's what's up, though.
Y'all know I love water.
Okay. Right.
So y'all just totally stopped what y'all were talking about.
I'm sorry. It was kind of
it was a little off. I wasn't sure what we was doing here.
And I didn't feel like getting a cup, dirty in a whole cup, when I could just drink out the bottle.
You right.
Okay.
What's the difference when you're drinking out of bottled water? That's just
I
bigger.
wouldn't know because I don't do either or.
I mean, I drink bottled water.
That's
too,
just a bigger version.
I just
definitely
I think
a way
it's
bigger
not.
version.
It's not that I have a problem with you drinking out of the gallon of water. It is your actions today. We love you. You have definitely been on like weird mode.
I'm not on weird mode. I'm on tired mode.
Which got you acting a little weird.
It just got you acting a little weird. You ain't never done that, so I don't think I've ever seen you drink out of a gallon of water.
I haven't either, but obviously it's okay.
But by all means,
nobody else can see you.
You didn't see the lipstick? It's what I do.
Yeah,
I mean, we see it. Yeah, we see it. But you might have did that on the way in here. We don't know.
What color is this lipstick? I got on purple today.
Red.
That's something. I don't know.
Yeah, I got it yesterday.
It's what's up. That's okay.
And then she's sipping.
Yeah.
It ain't like she gulping.
How you gonna still be the lady how to be ladylike with the gallon of water?
Go put your pinky up.
Yeah,
go put your pinky up.
Put your pinky up. That's what's up, though.
Anyway,
yes.
Okay, so
they attack me every episode. I feel.
No, we do not attack you. It's just fun.
I know. I don't mind.
When you just stop in the middle of everything and bring back a gallon of water, what did you expect us to do?
I know she was like something she don't talk about. Yes, I know. Your Shasta looks so good over there.
Girl, it is.
Yeah.
And
it is. You know, I don't have no pop. That's why I was hoping she had some pop in the refrigerator.
I went grocery shopping this week, and I bought juice. It just, they've been on fall break all week, so it was probably going to day.
See, and I was cooking before I came over here, y'all. I said, y'all know I don't really do pop too much. If I could have had Kool-Aid, I didn't have time to make it, and I needed to be here. So I had to grab the little tiki punch. But it's actually good because it feel. How sometimes you need a belch. Do y'all ever feel like y'all need some? Not to say it like that, but do y'all ever got that feeling?
You need some pop. You need some bubbly.
Yeah, some bubbly.
Yes.
And I felt like I said, well, shit, I need some bubbly because I just needed to belch.
Yeah.
So, girl, when it went down, I was like, ooh, shit. Yeah, it is. Like,
I be needing that. I be needing that bubbly.
Yes, I'm like, so every once in a while, I just need a bubbly.
Yeah, it look good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, my kids been on fall break, so whatever juice or pop or whatever I had.
I already was gone. There you go.
So these are 3 reasons why they say soul ties are unhealthy. I Googled this before we came over because I was like, we're going to talk about this. So they said, so people are misinformed and therefore convinced that sex is strictly a single-dimensional physical act with no emotional or spiritual connection. Yet after sex, they find themselves mysteriously longing for the person they may not even like. Does that sound familiar?
No,
anything?
No, not at all.
You ain't never had sex with somebody that you was like, and then later was like, I guess I could have sex with them again.
That's just that's just to please yourself.
But you said longing for them. Yeah, that's a different when you add that longing for somebody that they don't even
it's
like
you
that's
want
different.
Them.
That's like you.
Well, I think it can go one way or the other. They didn't say that it was both ways. They just said it could possibly happen from on one direction or the other. So a guy, y'all ain't never had sex with a guy who was longing for you afterwards?
Yes, but...
So maybe you weren't.
Soul tied to him. Now that could
soul tied to him.
That could
but
be
he might have
possible.
been soul tied to you. So y'all telling me y'all ain't never had sex with somebody who you couldn't get rid of after that?
That's a dumb question. We done told you.
Right. I'm just saying. So he might be soul tied to you. You just not soul tied to him.
Yeah.
So here's number 2. It says a person, usually the woman, gives him or herself sexually to someone expecting that the intensely intimate act of intercourse will create a bond that will lead to deeper levels of commitment in their relationship. But soon he or she discovers that that their sexual partner has taken advantage of their need for intimacy and used their vulnerability to get laid. Of course, this leads to a person being emotionally and spiritually bonded to somebody that they deeply resent. I think it depends. Now, we can say maybe we don't do that. But exactly. I have said that there are some women out here who are, and we know of women. We don't
say men too, though.
Women and men who are having sex with people with the intentions of it going somewhere deeper or getting deeper. And when it doesn't, their feelings are hurt.
Yes, exactly.
So
probably more women than men.
Probably more women than men, but there are men out there that are doing it too.
It is.
But I do believe that there are people out here who assume to think not necessarily like if I have sex with them, but are in spaces where they're in situationships with people, having sex with them, thinking and hoping that it goes further. And so they continue to be in that situationship, hoping that it goes further, and it doesn't necessarily go further, and then their feelings get hurt.
Exactly.
So would you say that maybe some of the 10-year relationships or situationships or 5-year situationships kind of end up like that?
Can you have a 5-year?
I mean, that's what I was just finna say. Well, shit. Now, let's say maybe a year or something. Because I don't know if you could have a 5 or a 10-year. Because maybe, I don't know. That's a long ass time to have a situationship or any type of ship that ain't no relationship.
I mean, I think it can happen, but
I think it can happen too.
I think it's just, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I think it's crazy too, but I think some people may possibly be in space.
Because, I mean, if somebody then gave 5, let's just say 5 years and they end their life and they end this situationship, I would see where either on both sides, whoever may have that soul tie, I mean, it was warranted.
Right.
Shit, you didn't. Damn.
You didn't been here 5 years?
Shit. I done gave you more than a soul. Damn. Shit.
I done sucked your soul a few times.
Shit. Done sucked your soul out and you done sucked mine out. I mean, what the fuck?
What are we doing
Yeah,
here?
what is this? You know, so I don't, that's a long time.
That's him or her waiting on something better to come along. That's what that is.
And
I
just
think a lot of
comfortable.
times some people do that too because you get comfortable in situations. And I think sometimes some situations end up in those spaces where there's not really anything better for her, not anything better for him. And so the better is the two of them, though they just ain't made a decision to be together. Then, and so they just messed around until something better comes along, but nothing really better ever comes along.
And it's
I think that's the problem for people.
Define this though, like situationship is she's still a secret or she actually be around family holidays.
Are you more than a situation if you're around family and family
that's
holidays?
That's what I'm saying. So you like 5 years and I still can't be around your family?
It happens.
It happens.
I know. But that's crazy though to me.
It is crazy.
Cause I could see that. I guess like, she coming around the family, but we haven't really just made it official. But
why would you be around the family if y'all ain't made it official?
Why would you be around the family if all y'all doing is fucking?
Because I think some men don't want to put that title on it.
But why would you bring me around your family if we just fucking? Just fucking.
Some people.
I'm just sliding through after the club at night, on Friday or Saturday. I'm just sliding through.
Out whenever,
we just,
right from time to time. Like we not really.
Why would you take me around your family?
Because why would I wouldn't bring you around my family.
Why would you be in it for 5 years?
I mean,
because it's convenience.
You don't think people are conveniently having these spaces with people, and it may not necessarily be that you had the intent to do it for 5 years.
Convenient my ass, I get that, but I think people, you loving each other and everything else at that point.
No, you ain't.
No, you might not necessarily be loving each other.
5 years.
5 years.
You got some folks that been fucking each other for 10 years. Might not just
cut the oven off. Sorry, y'all.
Might not necessarily just be fucking each other.
Exactly. For real.
But that's what I'm saying. So they have these spaces where it's just the two of them in their space. And then every now and then they meet somebody and they think it's going to go somewhere. But
yes.
I mean, because that would be like saying that the struggle of dating isn't real. Shit, dating is a real fucking struggle.
Hell yeah.
I mean, so you can think about how many times you meet a person. Y'all kind of hang out or, conversate back and forth via text message and the shit may fall off, but you got somebody that's trusty that been there and you just go back to them.
I mean, yeah, I guess so.
So you could be doing that shit for years.
Years at a time.
Yeah.
Be like, girl, yeah, that's my friend. Girl, we've been messing around for 2 years. That's just my friend.
That's just my friend.
Girl, invite him to the couple. Girl,
no, he ain't my couple. That's my friend.
That's my friend.
I guess I just couldn't do that. Be in a 5 year situation shit.
She like, I can't. I guess it just depends on what it is.
No, because I need to meet some family. I need that.
Reassurance. But what if you're meeting other people's families? So we're
like,
not necessarily saying that you're not like that you're just solely in this situation.
Like y'all ain't so monogamous. We saying that that's your friend.
And that when you so y'all both date other people. So it's one of those things where y'all are consistent
you ain't having
with each
sex
other.
with nobody else, and he might be the person.
And he might be the person you having sex with, but you dating other people.
Yeah.
You meeting other people's family. You hanging out with their friends.
It depends on where I'm at in my life.
Of course it would.
I mean, what does that mean? I mean, like, I guess, what does that mean?
Like, what that mean for me is, like, if I'm just too busy to date, but I had, like, this convenient situation over here, I could see that, I guess. But what I'm saying is, I couldn't do it with somebody that I wanted to be with. Like, I really, really want to be with him, but I'm just waiting on him to be with me.
So that's what we were saying, that the soul tie comes in at max possible.
So that's what you're saying.
So that's what you're saying. So we're not saying that everybody in that space wants to be together. What we're saying is that these people in this space may be conveniently comfortable with the fact that you're my friend, I'm your friend. We date other people, but we've never really truly found anybody that fits us. Because I think sometimes that happens. Like, I'm dating, and I might be dating somebody for 2 or 3 months, and you dating somebody for 2 or 3 months. So we're messing with each other, so we doing the dating thing. You meet his friends, his family, and then that shit fall apart. His shit fall apart, and y'all end up back together. You can do that shit for 5 years.
It's cool. He got good conversation. Y'all can sit there and chill. Y'all ain't gonna argue. He ain't gonna come knocking at your window.
But that's what I'm saying. Why not just be with that person though.
Because some people just don't ever get into. I mean,
what if you don't see him as being relationship wise, but he has good sex? I don't know, Or
he's just a good person. You just don't want to.
You don't see yourself in a relationship.
Hold on. So I used to say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So if we in a space that works for us, and we not arguing, we don't have these petty fights, we calm, is cool. When we come into the space, it's like the best energy ever. And then when I leave that space, it's cool. I used to say that if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So going into a relationship creates expectations. Remember we were talking about Oprah on the
exactly on the
way to Dallas.
Oh yeah, Oprah.
And it may be some situation kind of like that, like her and Stephan.
It could be.
Like this works for me. I'm busy. I know you're busy. You work. I work. You don't complain about my schedule. I don't complain about your schedule
because she's just a girlfriend. Yeah.
Well, it's not. But
I mean, her situation,
right?
And she's a girlfriend, and she's okay with that because if she felt like if she got married, that would change the expectations.
Exactly.
But some people may feel like if they get into a relationship, that could change expectations. So what if we've been doing this for a while? We've never had any issues, but
because
maybe
we've never put a title
on it. I kind of see myself doing that because I don't know. I don't even know if I can even live with anybody right now. I like living by myself just that much.
Right.
Exactly. And sleeping by myself
because titles and think about that. Titles bring expectations. So if you have a title with somebody, that might, what you might have put up with as just a friend, you wouldn't necessarily put up with as their girlfriend. What you might have put up with as their girlfriend, you might not necessarily put up with as their wife.
Exactly.
And then when you have kids with people, what you would have put up with as the single couple with no kids, you ain't gonna put up with the kids.
That's true.
So I think that every level of a situation or of a relationship changes the dynamics of a relationship. So maybe some people are in spaces or situations that are convenient simply because we don't have to have all that mess.
That's true.
So, but what we were saying is so some women may necessarily think that if I stay in this, then he may be with me. So that would create the soul tie.
Oh, okay.
Possibly create a soul tie on her part. Maybe not necessarily his part, but some people are staying in situations hoping that it becomes something more.
Exactly.
So, and then the third one is 2 people commit to marriage and therefore the covenant of the vows are only a formality. So they live together, enjoy a sexual relationship out of a lifelong commitment, but later they decide for whatever reason that they don't want to live in a covenant relationship and eventually break up. They usually don't realize how deeply they have wounded each other as their souls are ripped apart, tearing the very fabric of their being in the separation. I do believe that though. That some people are in relationships, and don't get married to each other, so you're having a sexual relationship with a person. And when you are like we said, the expectations change. So when you are in a relationship with people, your emotions are tied into that. You sexually having a sexual relationship with that. And then what if it just don't work out? You're talking 5 years down the road, it don't work out, we break up. All of the trauma from that relationship goes with you. Yeah. So I can see that being a soul tie.
I would, yeah.
I can see that being a situation with a soul tie.
Right. That would be though.
So yeah. So maybe we do kind of believe in soul ties a little bit. That's why I said I think there's situations,
certain circumstances
based on the circumstances.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway, so our topic today is the decline of Black love.
Yep.
What does that mean to you?
I don't know, because I don't know that Black love is on the actual decline. I think that there's a raised expectation from people in regards to what love is. So, I think that maybe what we might have perceived as Black love back in the day might not necessarily have been Black love per se, but might have been people staying in circumstances and marriages and situations for whatever purpose or reason, maybe for financial security or for their kids, or because it was just convenient to be in that situation or in that space. And I don't know that that's Black love. I don't know that because we saw our grandparents and great-grandparents doing a lot of that we can define that as Black love. Because I can tell you that my grandparents, I don't necessarily look at me now. Maybe now, and I don't even know how much to say that, because I've talked about my grandpa and his situation before, and so I don't know that for me that's Black love. I don't I'm not looking like that's not a decline to me. I think that if I don't know, so maybe my expectation of love is a little bit higher than maybe
what theirs was back in the day.
So how do you view the decline of black love? What is?
I mean, I agree with Capri because I mean, when they say the decline, because I don't know, like looking back then, I can't really say that that's something that I envy. I understand that they stayed, like, you know, our grandparents and they all stayed together 20 plus, you know, like your grandparents. You know, look how long they've been married. I can't necessarily say that that's really black love because when you go into it and really know the situation, I mean, I done said it before. My mom had been on her before. Like, my grandpa had two totally separate lives. The women knew about each other. You know what I'm saying? My mom and them used to go over to the other woman's house. Her kids used to come over to their house. I mean, it was fine. And, girl, it was fine to them, you know, and they see no thing with it because probably he took her to my grandma, you know what I'm saying? He took her to the house. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He was, and maybe that's the thing. I mean, you know, men took her, we were saying that the other day, like when men take care of home, you know, women was more amped to say now women is on doing their own thing at this point.
But is it necessarily that men are taking care of home because they wanted to or because they didn't have an option? Because a lot of times the women then didn't have jobs. They didn't work outside the home. They had limited education. If they had
that's
kids,
what you did back then.
I mean, but that's what I'm saying. If that's what you did, so I don't necessarily know that it's a decline.
That's what I'm saying. I can't say it's a decline. You know what I'm saying?
So my view on it is how I take that, because we actually got this topic from off Facebook. Somebody suggested the topic. And how I view it is you know, back then it was a lot of couples that were together, but now it's a lot of people are not. I mean, either they're divorced or they're not with the person that they had kids with. But I think back then it was just kind of like one of those things. Like if you gonna have a baby with her, you need to marry her. And so, to me, that's how I view it. But I don't know. Like my grandparents, I saw love with them. Like from my knowledge, he didn't have another family, and he took care of my grandma. My grandma ain't never. Hey, my grandma ain't never, you know, I ain't never heard my grandma talk bad about him. I ain't never heard him talk bad about her. I ain't never seen them get into it with each other.
So then maybe that we can say that's black love, but do you think that's lost? Do you think that there aren't people who actually are still in relationships and still married in that space? Can you say, because because I can say that even looking at people who have been married for 50, 60 years, that's a rare story to say that your grandpa was literally there and they were in love with each other and he didn't step out on your grandma or the thing that you know.
That's from what I see. Like that's just from what I saw. Like I don't know, but I just from the outside looking in, when I went, that's what I saw. Right. I saw love.
So that's what I'm saying. So, but all of us can't say we have that testimony.
That's true.
So some of us say, I mean, I think I've heard more stories that sound like the story that I have about my grandparents than I've heard of stories that sound like the love story from your grandparents, you know? Right. So I think that's why I struggle with this decline. Like, is it that women are deciding that they will no longer put up with a husband that's cheating?
I think that's it.
Or women are now saying, look, I can provide for my own household. So then your expectation of you loving me and being emotionally available and your level of security for me isn't money anymore. It's now your emotional security. Or because that's why I think maybe it's just the expectation has changed. And maybe that's where we're looking at saying that black love has declined. And maybe it's not declined, it's just the dynamics have changed.
I think the dynamics have changed because women are more independent now and less likely to put up with BS. Like, I mean, you can even, if you listen to like the songs from the old, you know, like the old school songs, like Betty Wright. Like, I was listening to a song because I don't know, I've just been in this mood this week where I was missing my mama. And when I miss her, I listen to like stuff she used to listen to, a lot of old school. And I was listening to a Betty Wright song, and she was like basically having a conversation with this woman, and she was like, it don't matter if you and the other woman fight over him, he's not going anywhere because he's my man.
I mean, and a lot of women felt like that back then.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, in today's time, it's not like that. Like, it's like if you want to be out here doing that, then bye. Go ahead.
Or I'm not about to fight over you.
I'm damn sure not about to fight over you.
Like, if it comes down to a battle of who's gonna win, I'm just gonna let her have you.
Right. But I mean, but if you listen to Betty Wright, like most of her songs it really doesn't matter what this man does. I'm his woman and I ain't going nowhere.
I mean, so maybe that's the expectation. Like I said, the expectations have changed. I don't need. I mean, and that's the other part too. I think sometimes is that the need for a man. You know, you've gone from the need to the want.
Right.
So, like, I don't necessarily need a man to head. Like, you know, it would be lovely for a man to head my household. And, you know, I always have to correct it because people think, oh, you single, you don't want a man, you just want to do it all by yourself, you man bash, this, that, and the other. And it's not that. It's that I don't need a man so bad that I'm just going to put up with whatever the hell he come with.
Right. I mean, I want and I need a man. I need both. I mean, I have a desire for both. Like, I want him and I need him.
Well, I don't want anybody to ever assume to think that I just need you so bad that I'm going to put up with your shit.
Well, yeah. I mean, not to that extent. What I mean by that is people think, I mean, because I'm a very self-sufficient person, so I don't need you to the point to where, you know, I can't make it on my own, but I still need you in my life for a lot of different reasons and purposes.
Right. So, I mean, I guess that's the other part. Like, maybe the dynamics in that space have changed, too. Because you're saying, like, you know, maybe, and I might just need you emotionally.
Right.
Hold on, y'all. We got babies today.
Is my baby crying?
No, but he making noise.
Okay.
Hi, Kyrie.
Go ahead.
He looking like, honey, I don't even know you. Hi. Whatsoever. With his cute self.
Mika got her nephews.
So give us a minute, y'all. We trying to work it out.
You can still talk. I'm listening.
I don't even know what to talk about no more. I can't talk by myself. That's hard.
No, but I'm listening because you were talking.
I got you. Sorry, y'all. Y'all know I love being an auntie, y'all. Outside of being a mama, y'all, I'm that auntie.
Oh.
So I got my nephews.
What they keep
Sorry,
saying.
y'all.
Why he looks so much like Vicky?
He looks exactly like Vicky.
He looked like Vicky's mama to me.
He look like her brothers and stuff.
Yeah,
like
with
Chris
so
and all
cute.
them. Girl, he look exactly like them.
Yeah, he looked like Vicky's mama to me.
Girl, he do.
But yeah. So what do you think, Mika, is your reason for?
Girl, my nephew got himself.
Hi.
Say hi.
I like little babies.
I like them for a few minutes.
I like them when I can give them back.
Yeah.
But I've talked about that. I would have another baby. I would have another baby.
Couldn't pay me, honey.
I would do it.
So you couldn't pay me to do this again.
I would do it.
I'll leave that for the ones that want to keep popping babies out thinking they keeping me in or whatever.
But that don't mean just because you popping babies out that you're trying to keep somebody
I was
in.
shooting a shot. I was shooting a shot.
Hold on.
Let me quit being petty.
I don't look being real petty. I have to stop and say, no, everybody ain't got that motive.
No, some people have them because they want them. But, I mean, that's fine. It's a beautiful thing having babies. But me, you know, my kids are old. My youngest is about to be 12. So, you know what?
Okay, ask me a question. I'm ready, y'all.
You ready?
Yeah.
You got them set. No, we were saying, so why do you think people perceive, like, the older people's love? Like, do you think it's the change in the dynamics? Like, we were saying, I don't necessarily, you know, we went from the change of the need of a man to the want of a man. And Dante said, I don't necessarily need a man, I want a man. And Dante said she needs and wants a man.
See, and I don't, you know what, I used to say that and my husband used to get really offended. Because I don't know, maybe that is offensive to him. Because my thing used to always be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want you here. I used to say that all the time. Like, nigga, stop tripping.
Right.
I want you here. I don't need you here. Like, I was doing this prior. Maybe some women need to kind of back up off of that.
Yeah,
because I mean, really, you know what I'm saying? I can understand. I guess, you know, I started figuring out where, you know, after we talked about it, where it would be offensive to tell a man that, or even to
tell a man that you don't need him?
That you don't need him. Because, I mean, I guess after he kind of explained it to me, I realized
men
that
like to be needed as well.
Men, yes, you know, need that.
They want you to need them.
They want you to need them. And I understand in my eyesight, I'm like, nigga, I was doing it before you. You know what I'm saying? So I always felt like, you know, I want you here. The fact of the matter is I want you. Like, don't get it twisted in your mind that I need you here. Like we said back in the day when women wasn't working. Because in my mindset, I'm like, before you met me, I was out here paying my own self bills and taking care of me and my own child. Like, I don't need you here. I want you here. So, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
So what did he say when he said, like, what, how did he explain to you that it was different? Like,
he just felt like it was being disrespectful. me telling him that. Like, it was on a disrespectful type of level for me to say, like, I don't need you. You know what I'm saying? He felt, I guess it's just in his mind sense, like, he felt like, especially, I guess, once he became my husband, like, why would I tell him, like, I didn't need him? You know what I'm saying? Like, I should need him. You need, like, women need a man, no matter how they look at, on some aspect or some level, you need a man. And I always felt like, shit, a woman go out there and make their own money. You cook and clean for yourself. Shit, you even can get your rocks off yourself. I'm just saying.
Why do you need a man?
Why do I need a man? Like, you know what I'm saying? You want him there because it's the thing to have him there, but I don't know. And I stopped saying it because after, once we got into, I stopped saying it because I understood, where he, like, men are needy. You know what I'm saying? And they want to feel like that need, just like we want to feel needed. You know what I'm saying? Women want to feel needed.
I think where I get it in that space of, like, needing you, I don't want you to ever think that my need surpasses my ability to leave.
Exactly. That's what my thing is.
And so it's not that I don't, like, need you. It's that I'm not so dependent on you that if it comes down to the fact of needing to leave, I'm leaving.
Exactly. So don't think. Don't get it twisted.
Right. Don't think that because I need you in some aspect that you can just mistreat. Because I see a lot of people who mistreat women simply because they need him. Or they have, he has created this need for her, for her to have him. And so they just kind of mistreat them. I kind of do whatever they want to do.
Whatever the fuck
and then they go back
to.
home because they know she's not going anywhere.
Because we talked about that, like me and my mama and my sister was talking about the other day, like some men that pay all the bills in the house and they do everything for the woman. A woman really don't have too much to say. So, like, she pretty much getting ran. She half-assed something. Not saying all women. I'm just saying there are women out there that a man is solely doing everything in the house, like paying bills and doing everything that needs to be done in the household and do what the fuck they want to. Disrespectful shit that they want to because they know that woman ain't gonna leave because where's she gonna go? So my thing is, like, you know how some men say they pay to be they pay the cost to be the boss.
To be the boss.
You know what I'm saying? I just think that, I just don't want you to get in your mindset, like,
that you're paying the cost to boss me to the point of disrespect and degrading me and
because that's not gonna happen.
Publicly embarrassing me and like I don't want you to. So that I guess that's where for me in that space of like changing from the need to the want, and I think it's a compliment to tell somebody like I want you here.
Yes.
Like I want
because
you
you can want anything. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I want you.
Yeah. Like I selected
so that should hit harder. I selected you.
And you're mine.
Yes.
I want you here. So, like, I think that to me, that should, I don't know, maybe men need to feel needed. But, I mean, and I know how to make a man feel needed. But.
Exactly.
But we still need them. Like, we need them for emotional support. We need them. Even if you don't necessarily need them financially, you still need them in other areas.
Right.
Because you want that other side. You want a man to come home to. Because shit, I miss that shit. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I was saying that I didn't need him here right now. I'm like, oh, my God. So, I mean, you at some point, you do need him because, shit, you want to come home and you want to be able to have that, your other half there so you can talk to him and, it just ain't, financially. And that's where we take it as, right. Most women take it as being financially. But I don't think it actually has anything to do financially at all.
You got a bottle. You need your bottle. Your passport.
Girl, I guess look. This is my first time keeping my baby nephew, y'all.
How many months is he? Is he like 2 or something?
3. He almost 3.
Little baby.
Girl, yes, he baby.
Right.
Girl. As long as he like Kyrie, girl, he good. Hopefully he good. You hear me? Because that one never gave me no problems.
Honey, the last time I kept my niece and she cried all night, I cried. Hell.
Did you?
Yeah, I cried.
What was you crying for?
I mean, maybe not crying, but mentally, cause you know how I feel about sleep. I love my sleep.
I do too.
I can't do babies, and so it's like that wore on me mentally. Like
it don't wear on me like
where's
that.
Your mama?
It do.
And
whatever, cause y'all asses missing sleep to toot it.
I ain't missing sleep for none of that.
No.
Like, I gotta keep. I'm hoping. I don't even know if he sleep all night, y'all. Y'all know tomorrow when I come in here like Dante used to. Nigga, what happened? Sure. Like, he woke my ass out last night. Yeah, we'll see.
You gonna wear your auntie out? Well, he up right now, so hopefully
he'll sleep all night.
I hope so.
He gonna fall asleep in the car on the way home.
Yeah.
So
I hope so. We will see.
Babies are precious, though.
They give me, hold on, look, and then the more I'm around them, the more I get baby fever.
You go ahead and have us one. You have us one for us, girl.
I can have us one.
Yeah, because I don't want no more.
I can have us one with a good old husband first off.
Exactly. So that goes back to you need a man because you can't have that baby by yourself.
Right. You sure right. I can't do that by myself.
You can't do that by yourself.
Show me a man in that space. You sure right.
You sure right about it.
So right, need a whole daddy. I need you to be here. I need to be able to roll up and be like, baby.
Because
which
I guess
one
you
of us
could.
is getting up today?
You hear me? You could
I
go
done
out
it
and
already
be,
by myself, and don't nobody want to do that.
Get
so I think
inserted.
those are different spaces. Like,
yeah, very fancy.
Is he?
Is he pooting all on my lap?
Oh, don't put my nephew on blast on her.
He pooting.
Look,
and we over here cooing over the baby.
Yeah,
I know. I ain't even talked since.
I ain't talked since the baby got no arms.
I like little babies. I like them.
His outfit is cute too.
He's cute.
I think his ain't about that for him.
Really?
Let me see. Nike, is that Nike? I bought that for him.
Oh, look, hold on. They good parents. They put on the good outfits that your auntie bought.
They probably don't even know I bought it. I had it for his baby shower. They probably don't know. They just put them on. Terry dressed them.
Yeah, because it's probably really nice. It was simple.
Mm-hmm.
So let me change your diaper, clean you up,
simple,
and put
drop
it on
you off to your auntie.
Right, here you go.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to eventually talk, I promise y'all.
Yeah.
We just cooling over the baby just for a little bit.
But yeah, you definitely need a man in some of those spaces. So if you plan on having a baby, I'm going to need you not to just go sleep with somebody.
Oh, no, we ain't doing that.
Please, no more baby daddies.
No baby daddies.
We don't need none of them, obviously.
No. Clearly, that don't work out well, so I don't want to do that.
We all know that
we already been there. Been there, done that. I ain't doing that no more. So, no. When I do have a baby, it'll be with a husband.
Exactly. And hopefully, the black love thing,
But I think, like I said, my thing with when it comes to black love is just my expectations are higher. I just don't. You can't come in and mistreat me and talk crazy to me and just be any old kind of way with me, and then want to be in a relationship with me.
Exactly.
And then expect me to and I think when we talk about the decline of black love, I think we have failed to realize that sometimes what it is that space where our expectations of love has changed.
It has.
You can't tell me you love me and you got 5 kids around the corner with some other woman. Because to me, that's not love. Or, you can't tell me you love me and you hit on me all the time. I'm just not going to just stay here. Like Dante was saying, it's a song, some artist that she was talking about where the lady say, I don't care. He can go over there today, tomorrow, yesterday, and forever. But he going to always come back to me because he my man.
Oh, the old song.
Yeah.
It don't say that, but yeah. That song, what is the name of that song? Girl, I had the Dante one. Dante, because that's the bomb song back in the day.
But what I'm saying to you is that ain't
he's mine.
He can't just be. But no, he can't just be mine. Because he everybody man. He for everybody.
He for everybody.
And so at that point, I don't think that's not love to me. So I think that it's maybe.
So
that
you don't think what men back in the day, even men back in the day, they used to have lived 2 lives. They had a family over here and they family over here. You don't think they loved either woman? You don't think that you
go back
can love?
To that space where you say
that's what I'm saying. Can you love two? Yes.
More than one person.
So you think you are telling me that people can't love?
He was giving black love all the way around.
He was spreading his love. You heard me? Black love. I love.
He hit all the pictures we ever saw this man in with his 2 families.
With his 2 families. So you don't think that it's possible to love?
I don't know that might be possible for someone. It's just not possible for me.
To love 2 people or to be in love with 2 people?
To be in love with 2 people.
Okay, but you think, you can deeply love somebody or...
I think you can be... Okay, so let me back up. I think you can be in love with 2 people, with more than one person. Because I think that you can love people for different reasons. But what I'm saying is, that's not my black love story. I don't want a husband who's in love with me and Mary Jane around the corner.
No, see, I understand that, but it's possible.
I mean,
we just don't hope, we don't wish that for none of us.
I'm
just saying.
I don't want
it's
that.
Possible.
So if that's what black love is required to keep black love going, it's going to stop over here.
Well, it kept all the other families.
But that's what I'm saying.
Day,
so
30 years plus.
But I think that's where we get in this misconception that like we're decline of black love. I think that the expectations have just changed.
Yes.
I think that I'm saying
up with that shit no
right
more.
that you're not just gonna be my
you over there with
husband.
Tanya and you didn't have a baby with Tanya, but you better stay over there with Tanya.
Because how many times we gotta say, Dante, little Michael wasn't a part of the plan.
He wasn't part of this plan.
So I can't take Tanya kids on the weekend every other weekend.
Yeah, Tanya's kids can't go to Frontier City with us
every other weekend.
I didn't buy little Michael a t-shirt.
I mean, because like example, when my grandparents, like I have a cousin who like went to the lake with us and she like went on trips with us and stuff, and she was the other woman's kid, like grandkid. I mean, so like I can't live like that. That's just not.
But they did back in the day.
But that's what I'm saying. So are we saying that maybe that's why black love is declining because women are saying no, you can't be that,
and maybe that's what people think because we just ain't putting up with that shit no more. That shit ain't cool. They just didn't have. I ain't gonna say they didn't have a backbone then, but.
And maybe sometimes I can say that our generation has gone from I won't put up with that to I won't put up with nothing.
Exactly.
And so maybe
because shit happens in marriages. You be married 10 years, nigga. Something's gonna happen. Right. I don't give a damn what you think. Y'all don't have financial issues. I ain't gonna say everybody cheat, but somebody might go out and cheat. You just gotta be willing. Like once you get married, it's just what you depend. Maybe you should never get married. You know what I'm saying? Because so you gotta know what
in that space may be declining because I do think that we have gone from where again, like we said, people taught us he was cute, I'm cute, we gonna get together because they didn't really have substance conversations. Some of them literally hung out on the porch with the girl for hours and wore her down until she finally said, "I'll marry you." Married her, had kids, and started going from there. So I think that that's the difference too, because we don't necessarily have that. Like, I talk to Dante a lot about like people understanding their market value.
Exactly, and that's the thing.
Because I think sometimes we may have. So what we might have gone from the extreme of you're attractive, I'm attractive, I like you, you like me. Let's try to work this out.
Let's try it out.
To I think you're attractive, I'm attractive, but now we have this. Well, what's your trauma? Have you ever had any issues in your life? I need to know how you're if you're properly managing and taking care of your trauma. Good? Is your credit good? What kind of houses do you have? What kind of job do you have? Do you have a retirement plan?
Yes.
Like,
no, for real.
Instead of just being like, no, because I think that there is some level of like extremes that maybe we have gone to that is creating an issue with black love. What is creating an issue with love, period. Because sometimes love is going to love you through some of the worst shit, no matter what it is.
No matter.
Because I do question, like, so can you really, because we've talked about that kind of stuff. Like, what if your husband comes home and goes into a depression and goes into a room and never comes out? Can you work through that? Am I expecting you to already have all that shit worked out before you come to me?
And it ain't possible.
Because it's not necessarily possible. So maybe some of that black love that we're saying is declining is coming from some of our. So we've gone from one extreme to where we never really asked a lot of questions. We just took it as it is. So my husband, I loved him, he loved me. We got together and we tried to work that out. To now, we got a whole checklist of shit that people gotta have
before you even get into
how many people. And if they ain't 6'4", 6 foot or taller, I'm not even trying. 2'10", 6 foot, dark skin.
You make at least $70,000 a year. You got all your stuff in your 401k, you to the max.
You extra clean. Your house got to be extra clean. Your car got to stay.
If you too short.
Right, exactly. You too short. I don't want to talk to you.
You too big. I don't want to talk to you.
Hold on, look. Yes. Oh my gosh, you might have some trauma. I don't want to talk to you either. What you mean? You've been divorced or you got kids. I don't want to deal with that either.
Exactly.
So that might be creating a decline in black love because I do think that sometimes our expectations are way too high for people, and some stuff really truly love is supposed to help you get through. Unconditional love will help you get through some things. And some of us bail at you get married and you're only married to somebody for a year because y'all ain't figured out, look, love, some shit just happens in a marriage.
It do.
And it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. So y'all divorce each other and y'all got married and it ain't what we thought it was gonna be, so then we just trial period.
Exactly.
So who is that you that was talking about? Do you believe that marriage license should be renewed?
We remember we talked to somebody at the remember OU Texas weekend last weekend. And the guy said, y'all need to have a topic about marriages being on a term.
Term marriages.
Yes.
And so we've gotten to this point of
5 year term.
But that's what I'm saying. We've gotten to the point of coming to the space of saying that marriage is a contract, but it should only be a 5-year contract. We have our grandparents who was like, marriage is forever.
Yes.
So now we come into a space where we like, no, I think we need to try this out for 5 years. If in 5 years we still like it, then let's renew it and keep going. So how do y'all feel about that?
Like, I don't know about that no damn term. You put me on a 5-year term and like, nigga, we count down. He like, oh, I can't stand this motherfucker. Every time she's still here. We got 3 months, 7 days, 3 hours, 46 minutes. I don't know about that shit.
I don't know. I said it wasn't a bad idea.
Dante said it wasn't a bad idea.
I
don't need you to put no expiration on me. What the fuck? I look like I'm like milk in the refrigerator. You got an expiration date on me?
Because what if in the 5 years, so what if we've been doing good for 4 years, the 5th year gets really hard, you lost your job, or I get depressed or some shit, so the 5th year we don't renew, but it's not because we don't love each other, but it's because we really had a rough year.
Yes. No.
So I mean, like, that would bother me in this space. I can't understand why people are saying that people should try have a term marriage, because we have gotten into this space, like I said, as a generation where long-term relationships and long-term marriages and things like that don't work because she might come into the marriage and maybe you decided she checked off some of your boxes, but then she didn't check off all your boxes, and then now you having a problem with some of the stuff she didn't check off on.
Exactly.
Or your expectations of what this marriage is supposed to look like, because they say it takes 7 years in a marriage to be, the average marriage is like 7 years or something, and then people get a divorce or something like that.
I can see shit. I don't even know if it's 7 years no more.
But people used to celebrate like 7 years. Used to say like when people got to 7 years, like that was the hardest. That was the hump.
I used to think it was the first 5 years.
It was something like the 5 to 7 years. So if you're telling me that you have a contract with me for 5 years, how's that supposed to work?
We just all of a sudden. Please, thank you, Dante. Girl, I don't know how that's supposed to work, but all of a sudden I don't agree with the fact that you got me on the damn fucking time limit.
And what if you got him on a time limit?
I don't want to be on a time limit, period. Like, I actually want to marry each other for love, like for real. Like, I think we should marry for love. I don't want a time limit on our marriage.
Maybe they should do that for people who get divorced like after a year, because I think people give up too easily sometimes in marriages, and I think maybe, it's a requirement to be married like for a certain period of time before you can get a divorce.
Just a year though?
No, I'm saying maybe like a 5-year term, like maybe in those situations, because people get divorced too quick sometimes, I think.
So make them be married for 5 years.
So make them.
Yeah.
Then people start killing people. Right? The murder rate don't go up.
Right. I mean, because I don't know how I feel about that. I think I do know. I can understand why some people might get out of it. Because there may be a need to get out of it. So I don't want to, because what about those people that get married? What if you get into a marriage and it's completely not what you, like the person was deceiving, like everything that you knew about them just wasn't, you get into marriage and find that out.
I get that, but then you probably shouldn't have married so quick. I don't know.
But some people don't. Some people be in relationships for 10 years, finally get married and be divorced a year later.
Yeah, I know. I know somebody like that. And I think you're right. I think it boils down to expectations.
Right.
Yeah. Because you expect for your husband to do this, whereas you didn't expect your boyfriend to do certain things.
Nigga, you supposed to cut that yard every 2 weeks. Now this nigga got our yard looking like we fucking in a vacant house. And hell no, I just can't do this.
But some people think that, even if you've been together for 10 years, if it was rocky for a while, like marriage maybe will make it better. Or make it a better situation or whatever. But
I don't think that
anyways.
But I do think that, I don't know if it's necessary. I have said before that I think that people have gotten so far away from dating. It's just like we talked about. People have gotten so far away from, will you be my boyfriend or will you be my girlfriend space. I think people have gotten so far away from, like I said, we talked about like market value. I think some people have this higher expectation. So when we talk about market value, so when I say this, I have started saying this because I was listening to something and this guy had kind of broke it down and I was like, I believe that shit is real. He said that men think very highly of themselves, and I've heard that before too because I was
which is okay.
No, listen. So what they were saying is men sometimes think men think more highly of themselves than women. And there's a study out there that says like men will apply for a job that they meet 25% of the qualifications. A woman won't apply for a job unless she meets 75% of the qualifications. So a man's expectations is I can go in if I meet some of these, like if I meet one of these qualifications, I'm gonna put in for this, and they can teach me the rest. Whereas we go in with the mindset of I need to know at least 75%, so I might need to know 5 of the bullets, right, or they're not going to look at us. So it's the way that we look at ourselves and think of ourselves.
Which is really, you really cheating yourself, because I realized that like working on the interview panel at work is I always thought like you had to have experience, but you don't necessarily have to have experience to apply for a job.
Yeah, you just need to be able to sell yourself.
It was a lot of people that got to be able to sell yourself, because there was a lot of people that didn't have any experience. But still made it through the process to, we interviewed them.
Shit, that's just like in a relationship. You got to sell yourself. Men selling themselves to us every day.
All the time. And some men selling themselves to you, and you walked up and he got to know in his mind that this ain't gonna work. You know you ain't my type. You know you ain't my type. You know when you walked up on me.
That's confidence.
But that's the thing. And so that's why I said I think sometimes when we start talking about like market value of men, they were saying that some men think very highly of themselves. So some men think that they are like they may have like a Ferrari taste, but like a Nissan budget.
Exactly.
So, and they so that applies to like the women that they want. So like when you talk about market value in regards to like a woman, you might want a woman who is single, got a really good job, has all her stuff together, is able to financially support herself, is out here in the community doing all of this. But then your emotional, you got emotional baggage, your personality sucks, you're not that good in bed. So you really haven't but you put yourself on this high pedestal with like a Ferrari, with interest in like a Ferrari, when you really need to bring yourself down a little bit, because you have to take into consideration your emotional stability.
But do you think that men do that because of the male to female ratio as far as like what's out here in the streets? Do you think that black men do that?
I think that black men do that a lot.
It's not a lot of black men out here. If you think about
not a lot of black men that are doing halfway decent for themselves.
Well, it's a lot incarcerated for one,
right?
And then for two, you're right. It's not a lot out here that's
so the ones that's left out here,
right?
So then he got a job and a car and a house is enough, but that's not enough because for women who are Ferrari grade, you need to have some emotional stability and be able to open up and be accessible emotionally. You need to have at least some level of personality. I need to be able to have a conversation with you, and you have some level of substance. And sex is important. It's top 3. If it's not, in everybody's list, if you ask them what's important, sex is usually in the top 3. If it's not 1 or 2, it's 3. Exactly. So you have to take that into consideration. So if you don't really rank high in those spaces, your ability to feel yourself and have this space of feeling like you up here, you grade A, and any woman that talk to me gotta have all of these expectations, where you might be up here thinking that about yourself, when every woman think you down here, you a Nissan. You really kind of should be shopping amongst the Nissans. Your budget really can afford you a Nissan. It's a woman out here that's gonna be able, she gonna take you and she gonna deal with you, but she really is she may have some baggage, or she may have, she may not have the best job, and she may not be out in the community. She may not be the best looking woman, out here. She may have may have a little weight on her, So the fact that you have this idea to think like you supposed to have, like this supermodel up here, you may not necessarily fit into that category to attract that woman.
So calm down.
Okay, when are we going to address the that Stephen Speaks video that you sent?
Which one?
The one where he said basically it doesn't matter if your kids like your mate.
If you want to talk about it now, we can.
We can't. Do y'all want to do a whole episode on that?
We can talk about it.
You can talk about it. So do you believe that?
Okay, so the video was him basically saying that when you meet somebody, you know, what did he say? Something about if you meet somebody, it doesn't matter if your kids like them a lot as long as he's treating you good.
Yes, because sometimes if a kid doesn't like you, it may be something internally wrong with them, where they may need canceling or something like that. He was saying basically that, you know, it's not as far as with her, it ain't always the fact that the kids don't like them, that it might be something wrong with that.
Or he basically was saying it's not a good idea to introduce your kids to everybody that you date.
Exactly.
That you don't necessarily need to be in a space. Because, you know, you have the Steve Harvey theory that you should introduce them your kids as soon as possible. Like that's kind of Steve Harvey's theory. Like,
I don't agree with either of their logics behind it. Because, I mean, I understand, but at the same time, I don't want to be with somebody that my kids don't like. It depends on the reason.
It do depend on the reason.
It depends on the reason. Like, if I feel like
you just
my
can't
kids
say
have a valid reason.
You know, no, I don't like him.
So that's what he was saying. I don't think he was saying, like you shouldn't be concerned about, like, your kids. But if your kids don't like your mate simply because you ain't with their daddy and it's somebody different, then you can't really stop, like, and be like, oh, I'm not going to be with him because he not your dad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I value my kids' opinion, and I feel like... Too. You know, if we're going to be doing stuff as a family, I don't want to put my kids in a situation to where they around somebody that they absolutely cannot stand.
So what if it's a space? Because the other part is, I think that sometimes we put a little, and I understand what he was saying to this point. I don't believe in introducing my kids to every man that I date or talk to or nothing like that. And I think some women are out here introducing their kids to every single man they date.
Which is horrible.
And what's happening is, I date you for 2 or 3 months. And what he was saying was basically like, it holds you in that space too long. Been there, done that. Where you introduce somebody to your kid, 2 or 3 months in, you recognize this really ain't for me. Right. But instead of moving on, you don't want to move on now because you didn't introduce this person to your kids. And now your kids fell in love with this person. And so now you hanging on to this relationship that you knew was dead 2 or 3 months in because you introduced your kids to that person.
No, I agree with that.
And so, but then also, I don't believe in the whole, like, putting a lot of weight, because I think sometimes we put a lot of weight on what our kids think when in actuality your kids are supposed to grow up and grow out. So they're not always supposed to be here. Exactly. So to some extent, yes, I need to know that my kids are safe around this person, that they're going to respect he's going to respect my kids, but then also my kids, even if you don't like them, are going to have some level of respect for him, because my kids just may not like you just because they don't want their mama with somebody. And that's not a logical reason to be.
On the reason.
That definitely ain't a logical.
And then it depends on the age of the kids. My kids are still young. So I don't want a person walking around here and it's just like tension, like...
Exactly.
For me, I don't want that.
I don't know that... I think that your kids, and what he also was saying is, if you like them and your kids will eventually like them. He was saying that you can't put a lot of weight on that space, because if you like them, if it's somebody you love and trust, and you know that he's doing right things for you and your kids will eventually like that person. I think what he was saying is, if the excuse for your kid not liking that person is simply because either they want their mama with somebody, or they want their mama and their daddy together, that it may be, what we're saying is, you don't like this person, but it's not necessarily a reason to not like this person. Like, they nice to you, they nice to your mama, you know, they doing good by the household, you know, they trying to interact with the kids, and then your kids just blatantly don't want to be around them. I think that there's more to that you should probably look into that before you just decide to walk away from your relationship in that space. Right. And I think that some, you know, maybe one of your kids don't like them, and the other 4 do, you know. What do you do in that space?
Right. Yeah, ain't no way around it, because sometimes kids just get in their way, you know what I'm saying, especially.
So what if you got one that's just real disrespectful and just really don't like them, and you got another, and the other set don't have no problem with them?
Right.
So, you know.
It just, like I said, it just all depends.
It do all depend.
It just depends at the end of the day,
Because I can see, you know, if it's a valid ass reason, where they don't like them, then that's understandable.
I mean, but I don't know that I would have somebody around my kids that's just going to be like blatantly disrespectful to my kids, or you just talk crazy to my kids, or you just,
I wouldn't anyway.
Or you just blatantly disrespectful. You don't never want to interact with the kids, because kids ain't gonna like somebody like that anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Give it here. Mika trying to make a bottle, but can't see the directions.
I can't see the damn. How many scoops, girl?
1 unpacked scoop for 2 ounces. So every 2 ounces.
4 ounces, I need 2 scoops.
Yes.
Girl, I couldn't see that.
We don't know how to make bottles. It's been a minute.
It's been a minute. Shit, I ain't made no bottle. Yeah.
He like, look.
He like, girl, come on with this damn bottle. I don't know what
just
you got going on.
Get it together, girl. Get it together.
Like, Annie, you want to keep me? You need to come on with it.
Oh, that's so funny. Us making bottles.
Ooh, bottles. You heard me?
Mocha T is babysitting today.
Babysitting, baby.
All right, I got the baby in my lap right now. He's so
Mocha T is
He
babysitting.
like, Annie, come on with this damn bottle.
And he calm.
He is a good baby.
He ain't been more baby. Nothing but some
Look,
grunts.
hopefully keep the same energy tonight.
Who you telling? He better keep that same energy. I be calling his mom and daddy from Dallas.
Like, hey,
hey y'all, you having fun?
When are you coming back?
Yeah.
Girl, when I kept my niece was all on Snap having a good time, and girl, I just wanted to cry. Like, oh my God, come get your kid.
Girl, just didn't even know. I'm hoping, because if he like Kyrie has always been
Very
Kyrie.
calm.
Yeah, he's always been Kyrie. Now this one,
He might be
I don't
Vicky
think.
baby.
Yeah, this I think this one is more of my sister-in-law's baby. Yeah, I think he might give me some issues tonight, y'all. We gonna see.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
He said, I don't like that. Don't hold me like that, Dante.
I had him like that earlier. I think he want his food.
But yeah, no, I do agree with that. So I agree with the situation somewhat. I don't know that I do think that it's very important to understand why your kids don't like somebody, because there are women out here on the extreme, of course, who don't trust nothing their kids say. And that man over there molesting, touching, feeling, doing the most inappropriate things with their kids.
Is it that they don't trust, or they
need a man?
Or they want that man so bad to where they don't want to believe it?
Some of them don't trust their kids.
That's true. I think it's a little bit of both.
I mean, it might be a little bit. It might be a lot of both.
Yeah.
Like you want that man and you don't trust your kids, right?
Huh? That's just 4 ounces. Nigga, I know how to read a bottle.
Look, you had 5.
That's okay.
No, it's not. It's more water than what you delivered this milk.
I mean, the milk was like this when I put it in there, the powder.
Nigga, it ain't supposed to be like that.
Girl. I know y'all didn't never look at that. I never just like,
I did.
I always
did. And they tell you to, because your babies could be malnourished if you put too
Listen,
much
my
water.
babies ain't, I got 2. 118.
She probably couldn't even see the line.
Right.
Yeah, 110. And they ain't never had no issues. I ain't never just like get nothing
right to the line.
Hell no. Never.
Oh, okay.
I got 2 of them.
Well, ain't got.
And look, my mama started feeding my baby cereal at 2 months. Jake,
my mama did day 2.
So
day 2.
Day 2.
So I don't all that.
Your baby didn't have no allergic reaction or nothing.
All
my
that
mama started
stuff.
giving me. She said when I came home from the hospital.
Oh hell no.
When they say doctors do all that, and then we didn't all went past that. You know, when your mamas and grandmas said, "Come on now."
Mom was like, that milk ain't enough. She sprinkled it. Sprinkled a little bit.
And my kids they turned out pretty much all right.
I would say mine turned out all right too. I just followed. I follow whatever they said.
Yes.
They said 4 ounces, two scoops, 4
they
ounces.
both all right. Them babies was they was probably off of milk by both of them about 10 months. Doing homogenized cereal. Yeah, they were. I wouldn't buy that milk no more. That milk was high.
It was high. I bought it too. Sure.
Girl, yes.
Yeah, I bought it. I had to buy it too. Religion, I did all the way through.
Girl,
but Naya had them good food stamps in it. Week, girl, I was still in college.
Girl,
I had an abundance. I had so much milk for a Naya girl that I gave it away.
Girl, yeah, I never had that. Them kids was off that milk pretty quick.
Girl, yeah, I was giving milk away. I was like, "Well, I got some cans. You can have. You need some cans."
Girl,
I got some cans.
Well, look, we didn't have a good conversation.
We have. But so we said look. this one. Okay. Look.
Yeah.
Sorry, y'all. We a bit distracted today.
I wish I could see. I wish I could see this. I really.
She better not show up like this Monday.
She gonna be recuperated.
We're gonna give her a Red Bull or something.
I'm tired, y'all.
We don't care Monday. You better push through.
Today.
What is you gonna do with your life? You don't know this? It's okay. So y'all know, anyway, we got a lot of stuff coming up. We got several guests that will be joining us coming up.
I'm excited about that.
So keep tuning in on that part. We got, of course, don't forget us on Monday. It will be tomorrow because this is posting tomorrow. Exactly. So don't forget us on Monday at Ice Event Center. Come
through, y'all. Talk to us. I mean, we ain't gonna keep y'all too long, but please come and support us. This will be our first one. We want to kind of get a feel for it to see if we want to do it again. So
paving the way. We'll be the first podcast doing live podcast on Mondays at Ice Event Center.
So it's paving the way. Just
paving the way. So
I want to thank Ice Event Center though for giving us this opportunity, for even reaching out.
For real. Yeah.
I mean, just even looking at us like, hey, we want y'all to come into our establishment and help us,
create something new.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you. Thank you. We appreciate it.
We do. To Mark Fleming.
To the whole everybody.
Candace for reaching out to us.
So thank y'all.
Thank you. It's still time to drop a subject, y'all. If you got a subject on any of our platforms, Facebook, Instagram, on any of our personal pages on those platforms too.
Well, I don't know if it's gonna be time. We're gonna pick a topic probably by tomorrow.
But probably by tomorrow. After this
is an error. So yeah,
before then
we will definitely be picking one right after probably this error. So y'all, if y'all have one, go ahead and drop it real quick.
Drop it and just let us know
on any of our personal pages or the Mocha Tea page or
any of them. Yeah. So on Facebook, we are now Mocha Tea. It's a one-word podcast.
Yeah.
So you guys can go like our page and follow us on Facebook. We're on Instagram at Mocha Tea _podcast. We are on Twitter, Mocha Tea Podcast. I'm going to take that underscores out so everything is straight across.
Okay.
So I am going to take today I'm going to take the underscore out of because I realized that we are the only Mocha Tea podcast on Instagram. So I feel like we can do it. And it may just be one big word so it'll run together because that's the way Instagram is. Anyway, so you guys know if you want to hit us up on any of those platforms, you can. You can follow us, like, subscribe, or follow us on those platforms and find out what's going on from time to time. Or week to week, because it's starting to be week to week now, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
We are on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Anchor, and YouTube. New episode post every Sunday. It'll be on there every Sunday by 1:00. So on those 5 platforms, you can follow us, listen to us on those platforms. And then you can always just go back and listen to old episodes as well. We are on Seattle Hip Hop Radio. I'm sorry. Monday and Friday, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. So listen to us on that platform as well.
It's YouTube.
I did say YouTube.
Oh, you did? Okay, sorry.
Ooh, you're a big bird. Big bird, baby boy.
My nephew didn't end us with a bird, didn't he?
You guys, if you have any inquiries, you can always send them to our Gmail. It's mochatea2018@gmail.com, and we are out.
Bye, y'all.